وَحَرَامٌ عَلَى قَرْيَةٍ أَهْلَكْنَاهَا أَنَّهُمْ لَا يَرْجِعُونَ. It's haram on a nation that we may have destroyed. It's haram on them to return. That is that they are never going to return. They're not going to be able to come back. In other words, the Quraysh are being told, guys, I haven't destroyed you yet, but once I do, there's no coming back. It's haram on a nation that I've destroyed, that it'll never come back. حَتَّى إِذَا فُتِحَتْ يَأْجُوجُ وَمَأْجُوجُ. And this will remain the case until the doors are, until Ya'juj and Ma'juj are opened. Ya'juj and Ma'juj are the great signs of the Day of Judgment. They're going to be mentioned, I believe, in Surah Al-Hajj also. We saw mention of them in Surah Al-Kahf. In the story of Dhul Qarnayn, we saw the mention of them. Of course, classical scholars and contemporary scholars differ because the world around us has changed. Classical scholars would say things like, we don't know what they are, we don't even know if they're human, and where this wall is, and now there's theories about where the wall is, and there's some remnants of a copper wall somewhere in the Balkan mountains or something, and they've made pictures of those, Allahu A'lam. But some of the interesting theories that came out in recent times, in like the last couple of 100 years about Ya'juj and Ma'juj, there were Indian scholars and certain Arab scholars that were colonized that believed that the Europeans are Ya'juj and Ma'juj. That they came from, because they came from the side, where Asia touches Europe is the mountain range. And Allah is going to say, وَهُمْ مِنْ كُلِّ حَدَبٍ يَنْسِلُونَ. They're going to come down from every hadab, every high valley. From every dune, meaning for every height, they're going to be descending down upon you, Ya'juj and Ma'juj. And they destroyed the resources and plundered, Muslim lands and the eastern lands, etc. And now they've receded. And actually, this idea became so prominent in some of the scholarship that famous poet Iqbal actually wrote a poem about it, calling the Europeans Ya'juj and Ma'juj. And here you have the tafsir of min kulli hadabin yansilun. He actually put min kulli hadabin yansilun in his poem. He went that far. So I don't necessarily agree with that depiction, but it goes to show you that that Islamic thought is necessarily a product of its time. Like the way I think about the Quran and you think about the Quran and we think about the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ isn't necessarily departed from the age in which we live, the society in which we live, the things that we've been exposed to or haven't been exposed to. It influences how we think. And we can't help but bring our thought to revelation. It's impossible not to. Every human being is going to process revelation, right? There are certain principles in place by which we interpret the Quran.